to teach us and speak to us. Winning from within, personal transformation. Can we please have his video played? Dr. Sam Iheanacho.
Here is another seasoned speaker, Dr. Sam Iheanacho, a visionary, a mentor, a voice shaping leaders across nations. He is a renowned speaker and a transformational leader with a passion for empowering people to live purposefully. Through powerful platforms like the Leadership and Church Growth Conference and the Destiny Life Leadership Academy, he has inspired countless men and women to lead with excellence and conviction. Alongside his wife, he leads the global expansion of Destiny Life Redemption Chapel, touching lives across continents with impact and integrity. Today, he will be speaking to us on Winning from Within, Personal Transformation. Please welcome Dr. Sam Iheanacho.
Thank you, Dr. Sam. Thank you. Please, you can be seated. I want to stand on the existing protocol, and I also want to appreciate our host for what you do when you were speaking, the number of lives you're touching. I was speaking with one honorable yesterday in my office, and he was saying, after making several calls, he said, I found out that these days I spend more time solving other people's problems than mine. And I told him, in the first phase of your life, you seek for success. The second phase of your life, you look for significance. And that's when you begin to impact and become a blessing to your world, not just pursuing success. Thank you, Arinze, for all you do. Let's appreciate him. It takes a large heart. You're not clapping, no? Our brother said that we are economical, we clap, and then it takes a large heart to put up a program like this where people come sit and learn. It's only those who value knowledge that will do this. Thank you. I want to appreciate every other person around. Man of God, you're welcome from DC. Thank you for what you do in the city of Enugu. Thank you, sir, for this timely word. I don't know whether I took a lot of note. You fired me up once again this morning. Thank you, Dr. Gochime. Let's appreciate him once again for that. Thank you. Amen. Thank you. Well, this is a Mindshift conference and Winning from Within under personal transformation with the team equipping young minds for a reputable, strong future. If you are not careful, there won't be any future for you. Some people will arrive to find out that the future has been spent. You arrive to find out, like we are told, there is no tomorrow for some people. Now, it's good you know that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The mind shift is a game changer in the journey of life. The mind shift is a game changer in the journey of life. A renewal of your mind is a lifetime project, because there is no limit to mind renewal. It's a lifetime project. You can never get to a point where you say you have arrived and have done it all that have to do with mind renewal. Because the truth remains that there are different layers of knowledge in every field and career as time proceeds and make progresses. You know, what you know 2 years ago is no longer, not most of them are no longer as relevant as they should be. So the mind renewal is a lifetime project. If I'm permitted, like Dr. Gochima requested, I'll show you just one scripture, only one, in 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. It says, if any man think that he knoweth anything, let him know that he knows nothing as he ought to know. What a scripture. If any man think, he didn't even say if any man knows anything. He said, if any man think that he knows anything, let him know that he doesn't know as he ought to know. So the mind renewal is a lifetime project. Life is fluid. Life is meant to be a journey and not a monument. Life is meant to be a movement. So life is fluid. Life is not static. So your ability to continually change and renew your mind will keep you relevant in the journey of life. Now, personal transformation is the only way to catch up with life. Thank God I'm building on the last speaker. Personal transformation is the only way to catch up with life. A few years ago, I was a pastor with Grace of God Mission. I pastored with Grace of God Mission for 15 years. Our ministry is about 10 years now. We just celebrated 10 years. I was a branch pastor, pastoring Brown and Brown, which I started in 2009, and I left that branch 2015. I pastored that branch for only 5 years. When I was sent there to pastor church, knowing I'm going to be the head pastor of that branch, I needed to increase my capacity. I traveled as far to Lagos as far as 2009, registered in DLA, Daystar Leadership Academy as at that time. I paid my way to Lagos through Arik Airline. That was 18,000 naira. I stayed in Lagos for a whole week. I did that in 2009. I did that in 2010. Learning ministry, studying excellence-oriented organizations, learning personal transformations, leadership, and several others. My friends saw me as somebody who is mad. As far back, I registered that for that program, 25,000 naira then. And I came back, my mind shifted. The truth in life is that if your mind moves, your life will move. Once your mind moves, your life will move. Personal transformation is the only way to catch up with life. I came back and became uncomfortable with where I was. The process of fundamentally changing your thoughts, number one, your behaviors, and your identity to become the person you were meant to be. That's personal transformation. The process of fundamentally changing your thoughts, changing your behavior, and your identity to become the person you were meant to be. I think the slides, okay, are on the screen, so you can also catch up with that in case you are not. While we are conscious of transformation, there is a first word that I don't want us to lose sight of. While we are conscious of the mind shift and transformation, there's a first word I wouldn't want us to lose sight of. That is personal. Personal. Transformation, to a very great extent, is a personal responsibility. You know, we say it every day, but somebody may have not taken time to think in that direction. Personal transformation is a personal responsibility. Nobody will transform you for you. Wow. Does that make sense to anybody? Now, can you place your hand on your chest? Say, I have a responsibility to transform myself. It's a personal responsibility. It's a personal responsibility. Nobody will transform you for you. So it takes personal responsibility to embark on personal transformation. It takes personal responsibility to embark on personal transformation. But there's something you must deal with before you begin to embark on personal transformation. Something you must deal with before you begin to embark on personal transformation. And that is what I call cultural influence. Cultural influence. It's good we don't just think growth. The entire culture around us shape who we become. If you're going to embark on the journey of personal transformation or mind shift, you must deal with cultural influence. Because the entire culture around you shape who you become. You can structure your environment to inspire learning and growth. You can inspire your environment, or structure your environment rather, to inspire learning and growth where people are not conscious of learning. We teach internal values and internal treasures, and sometimes to an average Igbo man, he will tell you on a tienina table, it's something like that. But it's these treasures within that produce the treasures outside. So you must deal with cultural environment around you. A growth mindset is not just an individual attitude. It's deeply shaped by environment. A growth mindset is deeply shaped by our environment. If you're going to embark on personal transformation, deal with cultural influence around you. You must be intentional to overcome your environmental influence to embark on personal growth. I'm telling you, especially if you live, I'm a pastor, and we understand there are geographical issues. Big Daddy just spoke about reverse migration. I used to tell them from our word as pastors, the covenant is superior to location. The first time I traveled to US, as far back as 2014, I saw beggars in the street of Washington, D.C. And I asked the guy carrying me, are they not beggars? He said, they are here. So places don't make people. People make places. Did you hear what I said? Places don't make people. It is people that make places. You must be intentional to overcome your environmental influence to embark on personal growth and transformation. Some of you here unconsciously are already victims of your environment. Victims of your background. Victims of your church. Thinking like your environment and behaving like your environment. Unconsciously. Unconsciously. Unconsciously thinking like your environment and behaving like your environment. So surrounding yourself with a positive mindset is important. It's good your surroundings will always influence you. It is not just sustained in isolation. Personal transformation is not sustained in isolation. We must highlight the impact of our environment. People, media, conversation space, and even religion shape who we become. That's why I want to appreciate our host this morning. We must begin to play big to influence what people see, what people hear, and where people go. That's why if you are an influencer in the social media platforms, be intentional in shaping what people see and hear. Not just pictures of your back and front and side and, There's a need for a mental hygiene if we are going to talk about or take the journey of personal transformation. A lot of us are conscious of physical hygiene, environmental hygiene. We are not conscious of mental hygiene. How many garbages did you take this morning into your mind? My God. How long do you spend watching nonsense on social media platforms? How conscious are you about mental hygiene? You're a victim of the windows to your mind if you're not careful. So what do I do if I'm going to win within and embark on the journey of personal transformation? Now hear this. Like I said earlier, if you're going to embark on that journey, you deal with cultural influence. I'm also going to reiterate that. Build a culture of growth. Build a culture of growth. It's good you know that mindset is cultural. Our surroundings and interactions actively shape whether you adopt a fixed or a growth mindset. A lot of people have a fixed mindset, not a growth mindset. Build a culture of growth. What else do I do? Mindset is not fixed. You need to know this. If mindset is fixed, it cannot shift. We're talking about Mind Shift Summit. Mindset is not fixed. If it is fixed, it cannot shift. Somebody say it cannot shift. Respond to me, we're in a class. It cannot shift. Mindset is not fixed. If it is fixed, it cannot shift, and it cannot be transformed if it is fixed. So recognize what triggers your mindset. Mindset is not fixed. If it is fixed, it cannot shift and it cannot be transformed. So be conscious of the triggers to your mind or mindset. Number 3, what do I do? Be demanding and supportive. Growth-oriented environments are not soft. They are rigorous and they push for continuous growth or improvement. Be demanding and supportive. Now I'm speaking to maybe people in high authorities, lead pastors, CEOs, and rest of them. Be demand. If you walk with me, you may hate me on walk, but after walk, we can smile. Be demanding and supportive. If you have a boss who is not demanding, he's not helping you. You don't just walk in a place because of the money. You walk in a place also for what you learn. Be demanding and supportive. I put pressure on my staff, and I know it's for their good. And they are thinking it's about me. That's how to create a growth environment. Be demanding and supportive also. Growth-oriented environments are not soft. They are rigorous and they push for continuous improvement. If your leadership and your environment is not placing a demand on you, you are dying slowly. Wow. If your leadership and your environment is not placing a demand on you, you are dying slowly. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody this morning. If your leadership and your environment is not placing a demand on you, you are dying slowly. Be demanding and also supportive, creating a growth-oriented environment. Next point, embrace a learn-it-all culture rather than a know-it-all culture. Embrace a learn-it-all culture rather than a know-it-all culture. You don't know it all, but we rather try to learn it all. You can create your world in your world. So environment that value curiosity learning create a more dynamic future. He spoke much about future. Environment that value curiosity learning create a dynamic future. Next point, understand the forces of microculture. Remember how I started. If you're going to embark on the journey of personal transformation, remember you have to deal with cultural influence. So learn what we understand the force of microculture. What do I mean by that? You can create your world in the world. I worked some time ago somewhere in an organization where nobody was interested in growth. or you can choose to grow even where nobody's growing. We call it microculture. You are in an organization that does not value growth or is not excellent oriented within your department, within your unit, within your region. So grow that the boss will recognize you. Life is personal. So understand the force of microculture. You can create your world in the world, impact your unit, build a growth-minded space around you. My boss, who employed me several years ago before I left, used to call me ever reading. Anytime he sees me, which one are you reading now? Ever reading. You have a responsibility to school yourself. Then practice what we call a growth culture strategies. There are growth culture strategies you must practice if you're going to embark and continue the journey of personal transformation. Strategies like mentorship was elaborated here this morning, which is, sir, it's not a culture here. In the Southeast, we have problem with honor, we have problem with fellowship, we have problem with mentorship. That's why they say in quote, Iwenweze. But we'll change the narratives. These are growth strategies. One of such is mentorship. 2 is strategic relationships. 3 is risk-taking and exposure. These and more are growth strategies you have to embrace. Like I said, mentorship. 2, strategic relationships. Building strategic relationships. Everything you will ever need is in the hands of men. Well, you don't disturb them anyway. So you don't say, you can become a menace and they'll begin to dodge your calls. Be a risk taker and then always embark on the journey of exposure. There are visions you catch in vision. As I close, I'm going to close with 4 mindset triggers that influence a mind shift. 4 mindset triggers that will influence a mind shift and help you in your personal transformation. Number 1, evaluative culture. People who don't evaluate their lives don't improve. After this Mind Shift Summit, I expect one Arinze to have an evaluative meeting. Where did we get it right? For 10 years, our church have run every Monday for 10 years. 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. we'll have an evaluative meeting. We get a report from the ushering unit. We get a report from the statistics unit. We get a report from the technical unit. We get a report from the children's church. We sit down. Who overshot? Who used the wrong word? How is the right word? Even when I overshot, my pastor overshot his time, because at the end of the day, this unit will give their will have a space for feedback. Feedback is a breakfast for champions. We have a space for feedback. They will even say to the point in the ushering feedback space, pastor did not make altar call today. One mindset that triggers and influences a mind shift is evaluative culture. The year is coming to an end. How far did I go? Where did I improve? What do I need to improve? Where did I get it right? Where did I get it wrong? Number 2 mindset trigger is high effort task. Learn to engage on projects and activities that require significant time, intelligence, resources, and focus. Stop doing small things. High effort task for this team to embark on this and gather this level of people with this level of excellence and protocol and procedure and processes. They won't remain the same. Stop doing small things. High effort task. Learn to engage on project and activities that require significant time. I remember some years ago when I started LCG, what we call LCG, Leadership and Church Growth Conference. I began to bring some of my friends from Lagos, Yemi Davis and Godman Akinlabi. Jerry came for 2 years, first 2 years. Sam Ademi spoke last year visually. And the rest of them, Dr. Gochime here also have been a resource person. Learn to engage on a high effort task. Nobody celebrates small things. Even in the Bible, I read the verse of the scripture, it said, the small shall be despised. Number 3, mindset trigger is feedback conscious. Be feedback conscious. Feedback, like I said earlier, is a breakfast of champions and will help you improve your performance. Leaders don't create an environment where your subordinates cannot speak. My pastors correct me, and they correct me in love, with respect and honor, and I take it. Don't create an environment where nobody can talk to you. Even Jesus asked questions. Where can we buy bread to feed? He asked. John 6:6 said, but he knew what to do, but he asked. There are leaders that cannot be spoken to. The truth is that people below you see fairer sometimes. If I make reference to scripture, it was the sons of the prophet that told Elisha, where we are is too small. The man was not seeing that where they were was too small. It was the younger generation that saw it. If people around you are not talking to you constructively, you're not helping your life, in the business and your environment. Be feedback conscious. Number 4, other success awareness is a mindset trigger. I'll close with this. It's only a dead man that cannot be challenged. Others' success awareness. Please, you may not have not come here to learn. You just came to observe. Some people's roof is other people's floor. Did you hear what I said? Some people's roof is other people's floor. What you are celebrating, somebody celebrated 10 years ago. I've seen churches that the entire church is other people's choir. Your exposure to the success of others should challenge you. Don't think, sir, a cup of water is an ocean to an ant. If you take an ant and put in a cup of water, the ant will say, I'm in an ocean. Be exposed to other people's success and be challenged. With these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you, beyond reasonable doubt, that personal transformation is a journey you must take. I will see you at the top. Thank you for listening.
Please stand and present that award immediately after this has been presented.
It is my delight today and a privilege indeed for me, on behalf of the Arins and Wonder Foundation, to present this Changemaker Award to you, Dr. Sam Iheanacho, for demonstrating exceptional vision, courage, and dedication in driving positive change and inspiring others to make a lasting difference in their communities. Presented this 14th day of November 2025.